CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code
Guys,
chicken.
the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, season 29 is finally over. Hooray, we can celebrate. And we are looking at season 30 freeze coming up. So I'm looking forward to the season, not because of the freeze, but some other stuff that we'll get into for a minute. So make sure to stick around and watch the entire length of the entire YouTube video. And yeah, if you guys are getting ready for next season, appreciate it if you use the code chicken in the shop. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're close to that 30K mark. I'd love to hit that before the new year, which is happening in just 11 days or 10 days or around then. So yeah, if you watch the channels or you watch the videos regularly, I appreciate it. If you do, hit that subscribe button. So extremely disappointing finish, to say the least. I honestly, after I lost my last battle, I was like, I'm done. I don't care anymore. I'm out. I just didn't want to grind. It's unfortunate because I got up as high as I think 2280-ish. We'll check in a second, but fell all the way back down to 21. Nothing I unlocked at the end helped. Our last push point was, it might have been Kavan. It might have been before that. I forget to be exact, but yeah, we'll talk about season 29 protos. But look at the stuff you received. I mean, it's always worth playing Warships League. You get so many great rewards. Just try to make it to the diamond tier if you can. So, yeah. Now, we still finished at 2191. We still finished, you know, top 50 in Canada, which isn't an amazing feat by any means, but it's not like we did terribly either. If we go to the top 500, let's see where the cutoff was this season. Typically, it's 2450 is what you want to shoot for. Look at this season. You know, I was feeling really bad about my performance until I started looking around where everyone else finished, and I was like, damn, maybe I should have put some more time into it, because I was only, you know, well, only 200 stars off pretty well, but, oh, shout out to Philip. I think he comments on the channel sometimes, but, yeah, so I think we could have been right there. We just didn't put it all together when it mattered. So yeah, let's see, what was the highest point? Yeah, 22 and 64. So I went all the way from there to 2191 and then called the season. So a little bit unfortunate. It's always tricky to find that best moment of when to park, when to stop playing, when you've reached your peak, versus just like you know, like tilting towards the end of the season and then just losing your entire rank. If you guys don't know, there's a season carryover, so depending how high you finish on the previous season, it means you're going to start higher on the next season. So, yeah, it's always important to try to finish as high as you can. So, yeah, but overall, I don't know why we can't view the old tech tree, but overall, we can talk about this and do something else on the main base. I felt like the season kind of sucked. To be honest, you know, the troops were fun. I love the troops. I love the proto. I keep calling them proto clones. I know they're not proto clones. They're just clones. They're clone riflemen. I love those guys. They're very fun to use. I love the melon bombardiers. Probably my favorite troop in the game right now. And, you know, the Dr. Vitamin was cool, but the fact that he was broken was kind of annoying. Just he wasn't giving that troop speed boost, from what I understand anyways. Maybe he was, and it was just looked different or something like that, but it didn't seem like he was giving that troop boost like he usually does. But when he does, I love those. I love the Dr. Vitamins. Like, that was the most fun. That was the best troop loadout we've seen in a while, but for whatever reason, it was just very, very hard to progress this season. It was hard to get away from the pack. And that's not just me. That's across the board. You know, like, everybody I've talked to has really said the same thing. And it shows by the top 500 leaderboard being, you know, mid to high rank 23. So, I mean, if you had a worse season than normal in terms of your progress, I think that was pretty par for the course. I think everybody else experienced that as well, a little bit lower. You know, it always depends. If you can get out and ahead. I read a great comment today on yesterday's video. I forget your name, I'm sorry, but basically he was saying, you know, there's a couple things that we can really take away from this season and we can apply it to the rest of the to every other warship season. And basically, to kind of summarize what he said was, the idea is you always want to rush ahead and get to something that's going to benefit your attack. So rushing ahead to a certain troop is usually how the top guys get ahead. Think about it. They're getting to Seekers Day, 1 to 3. They're getting Bombardiers early. They're getting to Heavy Choppers early. It's usually always something like that. Now, it's not necessarily on offense. Sometimes it can be defense as well. But for the most part, when you stop and slowly build up your base and build up the defenses, yes, that's what we've always called, kind of base riding and taking the slower approach to it. And yeah, sometimes it does pay off, but it never, it's not usually like a huge difference depending on what it is. I know, like, if you get rocket launchers at 4ER early, or you usually have to mix them with some kind of offense. It's usually you're getting to something that makes your attacks better, barrage, artillery, something like that, and then from there, you can just kind of wipe your opponent, and then it doesn't matter how slow he is on your base, because you're taking him down so quickly. That's usually how it always kind of ends up working out. So there's that. Obviously that's not 100% fact all the time, or that's all anybody would do is just rush offense, but not everyone is in the position to rush. That's why it only works for some people. If you do it and, you're going to be like me at the start of next season, where it's going to be a lot slower pace, a lot slower start, not like, insanely drastic, but it's going to be a lot different than this season, where I was able to get, anything we wanted, which, kind of ended up being the downfall of the season for me. But it's not going to be like that. It's going to be it's going to be a little bit more slower pace next season. We'll see what the tech tree looks like. Of course, make sure to stay tuned for the sneak peeks coming out this weekend and that kind of thing. But yeah, we just got to play it by ear and really make smart choices off the tech tree on day one. That's always the biggest thing. It always comes down to that. It's just about the tech tree. Can you make good tech decisions, or are you making stupid tech decisions and setting yourself up for failure? That's what it always comes down to. So this is a very easygoing attack. Like, this is just very I'm not doing much here. I'm just kind of throwing stuff out here and there. And let's see if we can do this. Shock that flamethrower. And there we go. A bunch of artilleries onto the HQ. And boom. That was the easiest, most relaxing attack I think I've ever done. What's interesting about Boom Beach is, I was thinking about this today for some reason. You play each other, like warships, you play each other in real time, but the main base, you're just attacking defense. You're just attacking computer-controlled defenses. So before warships came to this game, there was no actual, like there was PvP, in the sense that they're building the base and you're going against it, but it's not really in like real time, like as you attack them and they attack you, which I feel like is a big draw of essentially every popular game that's out there now. So it's cool that Warships has it, but I don't know, random chicken thought I had today. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think of that, or if you think it matters, or you think the chicken's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know, just thought that was interesting. Alright, let's take down the Sky Shield, and then we're going to go right through here. We're going to shock there, and re-shock here. And let's go medkit there. And a couple artilleries onto the HQ. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Now, that's with hardly any troop damage statues, too. We're still running all resource rewards until I can get to the infamous level 72. We will get there at some point. Maybe we'll do that this week, actually. That would be kind of cool. We got Christmas in just a few days. It's crazy. This year is just flown by. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more, and take a look at the resources. Over 1 million gold. Actually, this guy has terrible resources. Let's find a new one because he sucked. Nampus. Oh, he's level 73, so he's probably got lots of loot. Oh yes. All right, let's take this guy down and then see where we're at for upgrades. Aside from the landing crafts, we got all the big stuff done. Which is the landing crafts are basically the only big stuff, other than the weapons lab and the armory and that kind of thing. But let's just plow our way through this. But yeah, freeze. I didn't really talk about that. So, yeah, I think, you know, from what we saw in this month on Boom, we're probably gonna have the Cryoneers, the Cryo Tanks, and the Cryo Bombers. Cryo Bombers are good. I believe the Cryo Bombers can cause friendly damage, so just be careful about that. We'll talk more about that once we know more about the season. But from what we saw in this month on Boom, we do know that those 3 troops are going to be in it. So I mean, based on, I haven't actually seen it yet, based on, you know, past warship seasons, typically that's how they always do it. It's like they name the season and then there's like those 3 unlocks in the middle. Sometimes they're terrible, sometimes they're really good. Cryo Bombers are good, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think for season 30 seasons of Warships. And also, I made a community tab post like a week ago maybe, for your guys' thoughts, feedback on 30 season of Warships. I want to do like a Warships 30 seasons kind of a review and where we're at, and just kind of talk about the game mode in general. Maybe get Nunu on, that would be really cool. But yeah, so let me know what you think of that. If you have more comments, leave them down below is what I was trying to say. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch the next one, guys. Check it out. Back.